Aloha, my name is Taupouri Tangaro, and I serve here as a Director of Hawaiian Culture and Protocols Engagements at Hawaii Community College and the University of Lei O Hilo, with service to the 10 campuses within the university system. Oh, I forgot what year it was composed. Around 2005, we had a Hawaiian Chancellor, Dr. Rodney Freitas. And he had an ability to just build community here at Hawaii Community College, bringing the programs together, people that were at different parts of the campuses. He brought us together. There's a growth of an ohana, a sense of ohana, not just in name but in emotion. And then he just asked us, they said, why we don't have a school song? So create a school song. I didn't want to create a school song because then that requires buy-in. But I could create a song that could be used. So this is the unofficial school song, I believe. We have yet to open up an opportunity for our students or our graduates to come together and compose a song. But until then, this is what serves as a school song. We needed a common voice to sing, to chant, to pull us together. What brought us together could not just be speeches and data and PowerPoints. We had to have something a whole lot more older than that. And because we're a diverse community, and the diversity that lives in Hawaii, we still play largely in music and song. And because Hawaii is known for its music and song, he believed that that's what would pull the spirit of our colleagues and our communities together. And he was quite correct. The purpose of this song, the composition, the selected words, how it's the presentation, the vocal presentation, was truly designed to build community. It's done in a style called kaho'oho, which was a style signature to Edith Kanakaole. We have many different chanting styles, vocal presentation styles, but the kaho'oho is done between two parties. And the word kahoa means also to lash. So you would have a lead, and they would lead the song and people would respond, lead the song and then they go back and forth. And there's a ritual lashing. So it wasn't just about singing a song, but it was about crafting a tool in the form of a mele that would lash the different voices, the different leadership styles in the university and community systems. And that was the intention. It is a mele ho'ohanohano, a mele that, when understood for its deeper intent, really helps celebrate our love and our pride for the land that we live in. It doesn't discredit other people's pride in the land, but what it does, it encourages people to look at the different spaces of their lands, their sky, their mountains, their land and their ocean. And what's unique about it, and how does that uniqueness contribute to their unique presentation of culture? And so it's a song that really gives pride, and it reminds us that even though we're part of a university system, we are also, and firstly, a part of this landscape, Hawaii Island landscape. So by bringing the culture of the environment into how we think and how we act, it gives us an opportunity to be unique. Who was it written for? It wasn't written for an individual, it was written for a condition. And the condition is that we need to move as a community. When there's a lava flow, we cannot just identify who we're going to help. We help everyone. And we don't stop to ask, well, what's your ethnicity, what's your economical, social status, what's your religion. You just help everyone. And that's what this song is reminding us, that education is for everyone. People come to it in different terms or through different value systems, and we have to know those value systems so we can serve these communities. So we all, we can all experience the health of this land and contribute to it. It's called the Hilo Aina. So it calls the different parts of the island. So that's a device we use in mele. And it comes from the old time when people didn't really travel the island. The only way they would come to learn about different sides of the islands was through stories or through song or through hula. So what we do is we handle the different aspects of the land features, mostly in the cardinal points, as a way of letting the singer know that there is a larger consideration beyond your neighborhood, beyond your house, beyond the school or church you go to. And some of the places we mentioned, Pulu Point, Pu'uhau, these are places that most people don't travel to, but in the song they will. So that's one of those devices. We handle the aina. We count the mountaintops, all the major features of this land. That's one way of, that's one device. For indigenous Hawaii, we're from the environment. We're biologically connected to the environment. For those that Hawaii has become part of the biographical narrative, they moved here from somewhere else. We've been drinking the water, eating the fish of the land, of the ocean, eating the crops. So that land is in our body. The water systems are in our body. And so really, if our body is 90% water, and we've been drinking water from Hawaii, then 90% of our water systems is this space. By taking in the journey through mele, taking the singer, the chanter, the dancer to the different points of the island, we've taken them to the entire island. By taking them up, by singing the heights of Mauna Kea to the depths of the lava in the core of the earth, whose vent is Mauna Loa, then we've taken them to the core of the earth, to the heights of the universe. We've taken them through there. So by calling on the extremes, we've taken the person throughout the entire world. So we don't have to go every out the wall. We just got to count the points, and then again you have the sunrise and the sun setting. So now we take him to the different parts of the world because our world is thin. And that sun hits every part of the earth. So, that's the significance that being Hawaiian or living in Hawaii in the most isolated place in the world, that's just geographical. Psychologically, we're connected to the world. The native Hawaiian, the indigenous Hawaiian, never ever in their healthy mind once thought they were the only people in the world. They knew there was cousins. We have our migration stories. We have our genealogies. We know that we're connected to the world, that the ocean does not disconnect. It connects us. Colonization tried to have us disconnect. But our traditional stories and songs and dances and histories tell us that we're really an offshoot of a larger world context. And this song is to remind people that we're not as isolated as we were conditioned to think we are. That we can connect to indigenous people all over the world, indigenous landscapes all over the world. So being Hawaiian or being a child of Hawaii doesn't mean we're limited in resources. We have as much resources as we need to have. We want to contribute to people living on the peripheries of their life. We don't want them to live on the edge when they can live in the center. We want them to be in control of their life. We don't want them to be a victim of living circumstances. They cannot just be the stroker or the paddler in a canoe. They have to at one point be the captain. They have to hold Kele. They have to navigate the wide ocean. They have to hold the helm. So we don't want people to feel that, their goal in life is to just get a college degree. That's too limiting. We want them, their goal, we want to help them create a goal that's much larger than that. What's their life goal? What do they wish to accomplish? How do they define a vibrant life? And what can they do to contribute to the vibrancy? And when you come to college seeking a degree, it's not to seek the degree, it's to seek that life's vibrancy. And through the door of that degree, so that degree can contribute to that. So this song is really reminding people, don't sit on the peripheries. Come into the center. If you're going to get educated, own your education. Come to the center of your education. Make decisions, create your biases, they're informed biases, and don't be afraid to change your biases if those biases don't work. Or if new knowledge comes forward and realize, your biases are just old growth. Honor them, put them on the side. They may have worked for previous generations, but they may not work for you. And don't be afraid to make choices. Own your decisions. Decisions will be great, they'll advance you. Some decisions will maybe give you some setbacks, but they're your decisions. Create decisions that are respectful, that does not eradicate the decisions of others. But we have this saying, don't stand on the edge of the mat. Come to the center. The mountain is in us. The lava is in us. The oxygen that they produce, the gas that they produce, the aquifers that feed off, that create these beautiful spouts of fresh water that feeds our cow. All the oxygenated waters, and that's why we fight for the water, because when someone gets polluted, we're going to get polluted. And so it's an important reminder that the landscape does not just exist outside of our bodies and our relationship. It's either, this is beautiful, I love this. But really, what you see out there is in here. Whether it's a biological and indigenous connection or biographical, when we're descendants of immigrants that moved here, or just recently a job brought us here. I think no matter where in the world we find ourselves, we have to begin to pay homage to the landscape there and contribute to the well-being of that landscape. We can't just exploit it. And so education has a great platform to teach that. And although this is not in all of the courses that we offer in degrees and certificates, but it's in our school song. So at least there we can echo the need to celebrate our natural environments and do whatever, use our degrees and our certificates to contribute to the well-being of those environments, because the well-being of the environment is the well-being of our community in that order. It reminds us, the professional faculty, the employed sector of the college system, that we got to know our island really well. Our relationship with our students don't begin from the time they step into the classroom until the time they leave. The success of that student is the success of that community. So what is that community? How do we get that students to succeed? Because they're for that community. So the song reminds us we have to know our community. Everybody, this song is not just for students. This song is just not for the administrators or the faculty. This song is just not for Hawaiians. This song is not just for the community. This song has a really strong, intent. We cannot service our learners, our students, if we don't remember that we ourselves were students and continue to be students. That sometimes, even though we, the teacher, when you have 30 people in the class, sometimes we have to allow the 30 to be our teacher, and we become the student. So when we say, it is for the students, but it doesn't mean just the tuition-bearing community members. These are the people that work here too. These are for administrators and our teachers. Yeah, but also we look at our students and we know that one day they're going to take our jobs. We want them to take our jobs. We want them to become the administrators. We want them to be interested enough to enter into the profession of the university and modify it, evolve it, take it forward. We're commencing and we're singing this, and we see the faculty and the students coming up and singing, and there's just a lot of energy going back and forth. There's 5,000 people in that stadium watching this. And you know what? Maybe on one part of it, oh, that's exciting. That's a really neat song because it just drives, it just goes and goes. The brain is related to that song longer, but the spirit is going to begin to inquire. What does this all mean? I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that dynamics. And maybe that song will be people's first consideration. You know, your little child coming to commencement, seeing somebody else graduate. And then you hear a song like this, and you see the college celebrating, and people are getting just fueled up like, maybe I want to experience that dynamics. I want to experience that connection. For us, profound connection is spiritual. Maybe I want to experience that spirit of the campus. And so, yeah, the spirit of our Taupouri, our Hawaii community colleges, is reflected very strongly in this song. Lei O Hilo, Taupouri Tangaro.